still is, forming steady hearts in unsteady times, with Pastor John L. Widdifield.
I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be shaken. Psalm 16:8. The soul is steadied by what it keeps before it. David does not say, I shall not be shaken because nothing shakes around me. He does not say, I shall not be shaken because the enemies are gone, the future is clear, the body is strong, the nation is righteous, the path is simple, or the burden is light. He doesn't say any of that. He says, I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be shaken. The order matters. First, the Lord is set before him. Then he is not shaken. Many people want steadiness without placement. They want peace while keeping fear before them. They want courage while keeping the approval of man before them. They want holiness while keeping temptation before them. They want wisdom while keeping the noise before them. They want endurance while keeping escape before them. But the soul follows its vision. What we continually set before us becomes the atmosphere of the heart. If we set before us every possible collapse, the heart will become collapsible. If we set before us every insult, the heart will become bitter. If we set before us every comparison, the heart will become restless. If we set before us every threat, the heart will become ruled by threat. David said, I have set the Lord always before me. This is not a passing glance. It is not a religious thought inserted between anxieties. It is not a devotional moment quickly swallowed up by the day. It is a chosen orientation of the inner life. The Lord is before me. Not merely the problem before me, not merely the memory before me, not merely the opponent before me, not merely the screen before me, not merely the fear before me. The Lord, always. And then David says, because he is at my right hand. The Lord is before him as the object of his trust, and beside him as the presence of his help. Before me and with me, worthy of attention and near in strength. This is the difference between religious thought and a living faith. Religious thought may admire God at a distance. Living faith knows God at the right hand. The right hand is the place of strength, action, defense, and nearness. David is not imagining a God locked in heaven while man suffers alone on the earth. He is confessing a God who is present with his people. And because the Lord is both before him and beside him, David says, I shall not be shaken. This does not mean he will never feel pressure. It means that pressure will not define him. It does not mean he will never tremble in body. It means he will not be removed from his true foundation. It does not mean the moment will never be violent. It means the moment is not sovereign. There is a difference between being struck and being shaken loose. The righteous may be struck. They may be misunderstood. They may be weary. They may be outnumbered. They may be grieved. They may be pressed. But when the Lord is before them and beside them, they are not finally shaken. This is the interior movement for today, from instability to nearness. A soul becomes unstable because it loses the nearness of God, not because God has moved, but because attention has moved from him. The mind can become so crowded with the moment that the Lord is treated as background noise. The believer does not usually fall away all at one time. Often the Lord is simply displaced from the foreground. A worry comes forward. A deadline comes forward. A conflict comes forward. A cultural fear comes forward. A private wound comes forward. A desire comes forward. Without ever formally denying God, the soul stops setting him before itself. But steadiness returns when the Lord returns to the foreground. Not because we have manipulated our emotions, not because we have convinced ourselves that everything is easy, but because reality has been put back in order. God before me, God beside me. Therefore I shall not be shaken. That sentence is not bravado. It is alignment. The moment has become one of the great tyrants of modern life. Every hour now arrives dressed as if it is ultimate. Every development demands immediate emotional allegiance. The moment says, react to me, fear me, answer me, serve me, build your identity around me. And the heart that has not been trained by God is easily dragged by the nose from one moment to the next. There is a moment of economic fear, a moment of political rage, a moment of technological disruption, a moment of moral confusion, a moment of war, moment of scandal, moment of social pressure, moment of private uncertainty. And each moment claims the right to shake the whole person. That is why many people are exhausted today. They're not only tired from their work, they are tired from being repeatedly relocated by the age. Their emotions live wherever the moment places them. But Christians are not called to be moment-shaped people. We are called to be Lord-shaped people. This does not make us careless. It makes us anchored. It does not make us uninformed. It makes us less easily manipulated by information. It does not remove concern from us. It restores proportion. The world is full of things that matter. It is, but not everything that matters is ultimate. Not everything that is serious deserves sovereignty over the soul. And not every alarm bell is a command from God. That's good to remember. The believer must learn to ask quietly and repeatedly, what have I set before me in this moment? Because whatever is set before the soul will soon govern the soul. If outrage is always before me, I will become outraged. If collapse is always before me, I will collapse. If approval is always before me, I will become servile. If fear is always before me, I will become governed by fear. But if the Lord is always before me, then even when the moment rises, even when the moment strikes, it does not become my master. The Christian life is not the denial of the moment. It is the refusal to let the moment become God. There's a steadiness available to the people of God that cannot be explained by circumstances. It comes from placement. The Lord is before us. The Lord is beside us. The Lord above the hour. The Lord beneath the feet. The Lord at the right hand. And when that becomes true, again, in the interior life, the age loses some of its power to move us. The Lord is before his people, and they shall not be shaken.